going head-to-head with Bedouins, but he's clean. He still looks good. That's because he drinks a lot of milk. And some of our nation's wonderful dairy farmers and their children, they're going to be farmers for a long time, we hope. As it currently stands, schools participating in the National School Lunch Program are only able to offer students low or non-fat milk options. That was changed during the Obama administration, and a lot of people disagreed with it at the time. With this legislation, schools will finally be able to expand their offerings to include nutritious whole milk. It's actually a legal definition, whole milk. And it's whole with a W for those of you that have a problem. Most of the media will get that. This is the perfect follow-up to the new real food pyramid, and Secretary Kennedy and Secretary Rollins announced that last week. You probably heard. This legislation also allows parents to directly request a substitute for milk for children with dairy intolerance. Previously, parents were required to submit a written statement from a doctor, but we're eliminating that rather ridiculous policy, allowing parents to choose what is best for their child, which is a big move. Hard to believe that that would be a big thing, but it is. And of course, these changes will be major victories for the American dairy farmers, who we love and who voted for me in great numbers, I will say. I think I got every one of them. In December, I also signed the Secure Rural Schools Reauthorization Act, and I'm proud to say that these two pieces of legislation will give school-age children across the country the resources and support that they need, not just to succeed, but really to thrive in life and later on in life. So I want to ask Secretary Rollins to say a few things, and then I'd like to ask Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Carson. I'd also like to hear from these great political leaders, senators, congressmen, if they'd like to say something. I'd be honored. So, Brooke, do you want to start?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And what a joy and an honor it is to be here. I feel like I have the best job in the world with representing all of these farmers. And Mr. President, not in our lifetime, has been a president who loves and supports our farmers more, and certainly the dairy farmers. I want to thank all of our farmers here today, sir. Most of them are 5th and 6th generation. They represent states from all across our country, and bringing the children to and seeing what the next generation of dairy farmers looks like. The amazing thing is some of these farmers back here from Butler, Pennsylvania, he milks.
Where?
Butler, Pennsylvania.
I love Butler. I do.
Yeah, they love you. They love you. But he milks about 40 to 60 cows. And then we have Jamie from Wisconsin, who milks about 5,000 cows. So they represent all across the spectrum.
Wow.
And what this means. And I think it's important to note that in the last year, your support for these American farmers, for rural America, the One Big Beautiful Bill was the largest investment in rural America in history. I think that's important to note. The trade, and I see my friend Jameson Greer over there and Howard Letnick on this end, we've opened up more than 24 different markets. Milk exports, dairy exports are up 23% just in the last year. And when you think about the ag deficit that happened under Joe Biden and the 4 years, we went from a surplus of agriculture products when we left the first time to a $50 billion deficit when we came back.
Yep.
So these are massive, massive wins for America, and I think it's important to note that. I also want to note, and you said it as well, that over a decade ago, Michelle Obama, in this very room, made an announcement on a short-sighted campaign to ditch the whole milk in schools, and that's what we're working to fix today. Last week, Bobby Kennedy and Ben Carson and Dr. Oz and the whole crew, sir, announced the Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2025 to 2030, which also reintroduced full-fat dairy into a healthy diet. And today, by signing this bill, Senator Marshall and Congressman Thompson and both all the wonderful men to the right who worked so hard on this, Peter Welsh, it is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important the health of certainly our children are is so important. USDA is posting today the guidance. So we're signing the bill, and USDA, we're moving at Trump time, is posting today the new rulemaking that is necessary to get whole milk back into school lunches. So that's a really, really big deal.
So how long will that take?
It should just take a few weeks, and then the milk starts moving in. So it's a big announcement, sir, for our schools and our children. And I know Secretary Kennedy will talk a little bit about the health issues, so I won't do that. I'll skip over that. You mentioned, and the last thing I'll say, I know we're here to sign the bill on whole milk, but Senator Crapo's work and our wonderful friend Doug LaMalfa, who we lost way too soon,
Right.
Their work on securing Rural Schools Reauthorization Act, how important that too is for rural America. 700 eligible rural counties across the nation are now guaranteed funds for schools and roads and infrastructure. So, sir, you say it all the time. Those are your people. They voted for you and with us and saw your vision from the beginning. This is who we're here to support today, in addition to the whole milk for healthy schools, which will help all children. Just remember, eat real food and drink whole milk. What a joy again it is to be here, and I especially want to thank all of our incredible farmers for what you do. So, sir, with that, I'll turn it over to Secretary Kennedy.
And just before you do that, how are we doing with food prices, bringing them down?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I brought a chart, and that just happened to be right behind me. So, speaking of milk, milk is actually way down, and I know we're here to talk about that today. Obviously,
44%.
That's right, sir.
44% down. Milk, 44% down.
Eggs is way down. Milk is way down. This is just since we took office, sir. Fresh whole chicken down 2%, cheese down, tomatoes down, butter down. Of course, eggs are way down. Potatoes down almost 3%, fresh fruits down almost 3%. But this is just the beginning. And as we continue to bring the cost of farming down, bring the cost of inputs down, open up the markets, support our farmers, we'll see even more affordability moving forward.
And eggs are down 31%, so
Yeah.
it's really something.
Yeah.
Where's Bobby?
Bobby's right here. I'm going to sit here.
Right here, Mr. President.
Go ahead, wherever you want. Go ahead. Good to see you. We like Bobby.
And I want to echo what Brooke said about finally having a president that sees the alignment between farm prosperity,
That's right.
good food policy, and the health of our children. These are common sense associations. Democrats have been talking about them for eons. Republicans have been talking about them. We finally have a president that is implementing these policies and getting real food to our children. Today, President Trump signs the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act of 2025, a long overdue correction to the school nutrition policy that puts children's health first. For years, Washington treated fat, especially saturated fat, as the enemy. It made a war on saturated fat. This is the peacetime president. He's made 8.5 deals ending wars, and he's also ended the war on saturated fat. As a result, whole and 2% milk disappeared from school menus, even though science has never shown that whole milk harms children. Evidence increasingly shows the opposite. The panoply of nutrients in whole milk is critical to brain development and physical development in our children. Whole and 2% milk provide 13 essential ingredients critical for growth, development, immune system function, and overall health, including protein, calcium, vitamin D, and healthy fats. Yet since these milk options were removed more than a decade ago, school milk consumption and meal participation have declined dramatically. Today, between 68% and 94% of school-age boys and girls fail to meet recommended dairy intake, according to federal guidelines. When schools limit milk choices, the kids do not move to healthier substitutes. They move to caffeinated drinks, to sugar drinks, and to sweetened beverages with little or no nutritional value and the potential to wreak havoc on metabolic health, which is driving the chronic disease epidemic in our country. During the same period that whole milk was regulated out of lunchroom, rates of childhood obesity and diabetes rose significantly. Removing whole milk did not improve health, it damaged it. Thanks to President Trump's leadership, this law fixes that mistake. It allows schools in the National School Lunch Program to offer whole, reduced fat, low fat, or fat-free, flavored or unflavored, organic or conventional. It restores choice to schools, parents, and students, and encourages consumption of nutrient-dense foods that kids will actually drink. The law also removes unnecessary bureaucracy by allowing parents or legal guardians to request milk substitutes without the necessity of involving a doctor. And it corrects a flawed technical rule by excluding fluid milk from saturated fat calculations that distorted school menus. Milk fat is not junk food. Treating it that way undermined nutrition and ignored the science. Last week, Secretary Rollins and I unveiled President Trump's new food pyramid and updated our dietary guidelines with a clear message: eat real food. This law puts that principle into action. As Secretary of Health and Human Services, I support this reform because it aligns federal policy with evidence-based nutrition, not ideology or dogma. Healthy kids need real food. They need real protein. They need healthy fats, and they need policies grounded in reality and science. I want to thank President Trump again for his vision, for signing this bill, for continuing to put children's health first. This is exactly the kind of practical change that will make America healthy again.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bobby. We have some milk here. It's been sitting here for 5 days, so it's from the original bottle, and I brought it so the press can have some. You can swig it all out of the same. Remember the old days when we were kids, everybody shared a bottle? Today we tend not to do that, but if you'd like to, if you trust the person that you're drinking after, it's right here, it's yours, okay? It's semi-fresh, 5-6 days old. Thank you. So Ben Carson, special man, knows a lot about health. He looks better than ever, so Ben, how about it?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being interested in the health of the people. It's made a big difference in facilitating an atmosphere where the agencies can work together. Secretary Rollins, Secretary Kennedy, Marty McCary, Dr. Oz, the whole group, every week at least meeting once to talk about these things, and it's made a big difference. And I want to thank the dairy farmers. I know you guys have been in the doghouse for a little while. You're out of the doghouse today.
Yes, sir.
And, whole milk is a wonderful beverage. Good protein. We talk about real food. It is real food. Healthy fats, important nutrients. You look at vitamin D, you look at calcium, phosphorus, the things that are absolutely essential for bone development and for teeth. But as a neurosurgeon, the thing I really like is what the brain, what it does for the brain. The brain starts to develop right after conception and adds millions of neurons every single day. Continues to do that right up until the mid to late 20s. Now, it's important what that brain is getting during the development. Is it getting soda or is it getting milk?
So milk would help your cognitive ability.
Absolutely. You can tell who's been drinking
Take a cognitive test. I've taken a lot of them. I've aced every one of them because I drink milk.
It's good for it, and it shows.
Do you consider there to be a big difference in taste between what you are having and this is just, it just looks so good sitting there, right?
Yes, sir.
It looks better. Tastes thick. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry to interrupt you.
When you go to school and you give the kids milk, real milk, they love it. When you pour this stuff that looks like, dish pan water, they don't particularly want that. It doesn't taste good either. So this is a great day. It's only a part of what's happening with our emphasis on health. Our longevity has been going down, and other industrialized nations it's been going up. It's because we haven't been paying attention to this. That has changed, and we want to thank you for your leadership.
Well, thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you've done, too, for the country. I'd like to ask a few of our senators to say a couple of words. Maybe we should start with the Democrat in our midst. What do you think?
Peter Welch.
Peter Welch. And thank you very much for being here, Peter.
No, thank you. Our dairy farmers are so vitally important, and they have a way of life that transmits from one generation to another. And it's tougher than ever for our dairy farmers in Vermont, our dairy farmers in Pennsylvania, and others, South Carolina, are here. But they're the lifeblood of the community. Nobody works harder, and nobody does things that are better for our nutrition. And also for our kids, I'm in agreement. Kids having access to healthy milk is good milk, whole milk, is really good for them. And one of the things that I get very excited about, that really the Vermont farmers talked about, is they have their milk from their farm that then goes directly to many of our schools. And then kids come out to the farms and start seeing how milk is made, what farming is about. That's good for America. It's not a party deal. This has been a bipartisan effort. I appreciate working with my colleague, Senator Marshall, who did a great job, and JT when I was in the House. And Tim, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
President.
It's got to be like a 90-10 issue, another one of those 90-10. It's good to have you on our side. But it's a great issue, and it's a great thing to do, and we're very proud of it. We're very proud of our farmers. Senator, do you want to say a few words?
Sure, I'll be very brief. We all want to see you sign this bill. But I really appreciate you and Brooke bringing up the Secure Rural Schools legislation. This is critical legislation to our rural communities across this country, and we have to fight every couple of years to get it extended just a couple of years. And this extension we got this year went back to pick up a few years that we missed, and it's going to expire again at the end of the next year. And Mr. President and Secretary, I'm going to encourage us to get back in here to sign a Secure Rural Schools bill that is permanent. I want to set a goal, or hope that you'll set a goal with me to get that done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Grant. Anybody?
Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President, thank you so much for having us here. On behalf of Kansas dairy farmers, thank you. Milk is the most wholesome, nutritious drink known to humankind. Not only is it full of essential nutrients, it's full of healthy fats as well as protein. As Dr. Carson pointed out, those healthy fats are what helps that brain develop and help you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. The protein is why you drink milk and you're not hungry again in 30 minutes. And I have to point out that under the previous couple administrations ago, thanks to them, we have a whole generation of young adults who have osteopenia and osteoporosis because they never drank milk for an entire generation. So getting milk back in the schools is going to give us healthy bones and healthy minds. It sticks to your ribs, and it tastes great. Thanks for your leadership. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you.
Anybody? Politically first, and then we'll go to the farmers.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, thank you so much. I want to ask Dr. Carson if there's an age limit on the cognitive ability. We're drinking a whole lot more of this. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We literally have legislators here that have worked on this for years. This is something that's been very, very difficult. You're able to help us
You
get
would
it
think
over
it
the...
would have been very easy, actually.
Exactly, but you were able to help us get it over the finish line. You and your great team, Brooke, all of these people have done such a good job, not only with this issue, but all that we're doing for the farm community, which is so very important. So thank you very, very much. And I know that you're going to continue to support farmers like you have.
We do, right from the
Since you were
beginning.
elected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Mr. President, G.T. Thompson,
Yep.
Chairman of the House Agriculture Committee. I have been working on this bill for 15 years, and thank you.
That's amazing.
Because of your support and your leadership, we were able to get this across the line.
It's such a shame that it would be so hard.
Common sense was
sense.
lost, and the benefits today go to those precious children that we see over there. It goes to our dairy farm families who work so hard 7 days a week. There's no day off for a dairy farmer. And quite frankly, our rural communities who, when the misguided move to take whole milk and 2% milk and flavor out of the schools, we lost a generation, probably 2 generations of milk drinkers, and it devastated those rural communities because you lose the dairy farms, then you lose all the supplies, businesses, and then you lose grocery stores, and you lose community pharmacies. Well, that day ends today with your signature, and we reverse that trend, and we build a robust rural economy. And I'll just close with what will be the theme of my next bumper sticker: whole milk heals.
That's right. Yeah. That's what they say. I think it's probably true. Anybody else?
Well, Mr. President, as Chairman of the Education and Workforce Committee, this fits, with the kids, with what they can enjoy in school and grow from. Also to have G.T. Thompson sponsor the bill on that committee, and I think I've worked with you for 15 years, but we finally got it done in committee. This makes an impact for education, for our workforce, the health that's there.
and the reality of what this farming industry does. I live in the most diverse farm district in Michigan. Thanks for coming to Michigan yesterday.
It was great.
And my kids were raised on, it's legal now, raw milk, taken right out of the bulk tank. And my oldest son became a Pulitzer-nominated journalist for the Chicago Tribune, and I think the milk did it, right? Then I have the benefit of Dr. Carson being a graduate of Andrews University in my district. So all of that goes together. Thank you for signing this. It'll make a difference.
Great job. So how about a couple of the farmers? Would anybody like to speak? Would you like to? Do you want to just say how great milk is?
It's so amazing.
Yes, Mr. President, we want to say thank you for doing this. It's been stated several times how long this took, and so thank you for your support and leadership in finally making this happen. As a mom and a dairy farmer, this isn't just a big win for the dairy farm families across the country, but as it's been said, the millions of school-age kids that depend on school lunches for their nutrition and to fuel their bodies. So thank you.
So they've been fighting this for years then, huh?
15 years.
Well, have you
Before
been
these
fighting
kids.
it? You're too young to be fighting it. Have you been fighting it for that long?
For a while, we've been fighting it. I mean, I think I speak for everybody. It's been a long time coming, so your leadership is it.
Well, it's great. I had no idea. It just seems to make sense, right? Hard to believe. When you said 15 years, I said, you have to be kidding. It's government is tough. Government can be very tough. How about you? Would you like to say something?
So we are very grateful and thankful that you passed this bill because it is common sense as to what we should be consuming, whole foods and whole milk. Unfortunately, that has not been the case for a few years. But research shows and our MAHA movements have been taking the right steps to make America healthy. And our children are growing into active teenagers and athletes. And what do they need? They need strong bones, they need the energy, they need the healthy muscles. And so we are so grateful that the science is there and we are actually at the right point and the right step making sure America is healthy. So we are very thankful.
It's so great. I look forward to getting it all the time. I open a refrigerator, I say milk with rice and milk with water and milk with everything, and I say, what kind of milk is it? That's what I like right there. That's great. Thank you very much. Please, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Patrice Anwuka. I am the Center Director at the Independent Women's Forum. I work on economic policies, but I'm also a mom of boys, as you can see. This is Jesse. Jesse, you want to say your name and age?
My name is Jesse. I am 6 years old. I am 7 years old. I want to be an engineer when I grow up. I am a first grader. I also know where does milk come from.
Good job. Where does it come from?
So first farmers milk it, and then next they put it into a coal tank, and then they to take the germs out, they put it very hot, and then they put it back in the coal tank, and then they haul it to somewhere that is cold in a big refrigerator.
What, that is unbelievable. I'm going to give him a medal. Everybody, these guys want it. Let me tell you, politicians want it. I'm going to give that to you. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's
and
beautiful.
This is Daniel,
Wow.
his younger brother. Daniel, how old are you?
5.
And what grade are you in?
For kindergarten.
Kindergarten. And these boys are involved in sports. They go to a public school in the Maryland area, and many of their friends are drinking the kind of options that they don't really like. And so it's good that as they get to drink a glass of milk every morning, their friends will be able to drink that at school as well. So thank you very much for what you're doing for public school kids in particular.
Beautiful people. Thank you very much. Doing a great job too.
Thank you.
Please.
I'm Amber Schwartz. I'm also with Independent Women, but I'm here with my son, Luke, who is 13 years old. We're in Alexandria, Virginia. Luke needs a lot of protein right now to grow. In fact, his doctor just told us between 60 and 70 grams a week. And I can't feed him a whole chicken every day, so supplementing with milk is really helping us. Unfortunately, at school, they've offered skim milk and chocolate, and he does not like either. And so he has been turning to the juice boxes and other drinks that have sugar. And so thank you for giving him the opportunity, and parents too, to make a choice.
That's great. That's really great. How about you?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm
Nice,
the one.
beautiful red hair.
Yeah. I tried to match here, so.
Yes.
But I'm the aforementioned one from Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So we you know that place very well, and we still love you. So,
Thank you.
But Mr. President, I was thinking last night when I was milking what I was going to say, and I thought, well, this is such a monumental day in agriculture, not just dairy farmers, but for all of agriculture, because this helps me as a producer, helps the processors, it also helps these kids here, so it's good all around, and this is perfect legislation, a great day for America is what this is.
Thank you very much. Beautifully said, and we appreciate it, and it is a great place that you come from. I love it. Please.
Mr. President, thank you. It's an honor to be here, and I think this is about choices. This day's been a long time coming. We've been waiting on this for many years, and it's great that we're able to provide choices now in schools with whole milk. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for everything that you do for the dairy industry. That us dairy farmers produce valuable nutrients every day for consumers.
So you're going to need to produce more milk because you're not mixing it up with all sorts of things, right?
That's right.
That's great. It's a big. How much of an increase will that be? Do you have any idea?
Pretty good.
A lot more.
A lot more. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's great, boy. That's so good for the industry.
Absolutely.
Hard to believe you had to wait so long.
Yep. So thank you.
Would you like to say
Mr.
so?
President, I'd like to thank you again for your support behind this, and the gentleman standing behind you. Like you said, we worked 15 years on it. I advocate for our industry a lot out in the community, and I know I've been into high schools, I've been in middle schools where the students want milk. I did a taste test one time at a high school where we gave them whole milk versus the skim milk their school was giving them. The kids love the whole milk. So just your all support behind us, your support getting it pushed through, I really appreciate what you've done and what the gentleman behind you were able to do.
We support the farmer.
Yes, sir.
The farmer knows what's right better than anybody else. Bobby would tell you that. I mean, the farmer, they know what's right.
Yes, sir.
Especially when it comes to things like this. Sorry it took so long. It was 15 years. I can't believe it. Howard, would you like to say something?
What's amazing is that the president has the leadership and common sense to drive the right outcomes. Why should kids not be given the choice to drink whole milk? How is that even possible? So it's amazing to work for you because you just own common sense and you're driving it through our economy, you're driving it through the farmers. You've got great leadership in Secretary Rollins and Secretary Kennedy, and it's great fun to be here because, I mean, think of today. I mean, how much fun is this? It's just common sense. Come on.
Like the Oval Office.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Even the media, they come here, they're here a lot, but it's sort of like you're in the Oval Office. It's the whole ballgame. It all begins and ends and then re-begins here. There is no place like it, right?
Yes,
Isn't that exciting? There's no place like it. If you love the country especially, there's no place like it. So thank you. Thank you, Howard, very much. So let's sign it. Should I sign it?
Yes, sir.
Your last chance. I could you go another 15 years. Right? Let's do it. Do
You
it?
go stand right there.
Come on, right over here.
Jesse, come on.
We have to do a good one here. This is right?
Yes, sir.
This is an important one for me. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Too bad. Signed by auto pen. So you can never make a mistake. They made a lot of mistakes. Anyway, here it is. Thank you. Thank you all very much. You have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to start drinking a lot of milk.
We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great. Here, hold that on for a little while. You'll give it to us later, okay? It's a good job you did. That's great. So, any questions on what we just signed?
Mr. President, on Iran, Mr. President,
Let's talk about this.
I've got one on the milk. Coming from a family, my dad was a dairy engineer from Texas Tech
So you're a
University.
big, strong guy.
There it is. Drink lots of whole milk in my day. Would you look at this as being a shift from what the industry kind of went woke with the oat milk and the almond milk?
It's going the exact. It's amazing.
It's going exactly the opposite direction. Let's talk about the impact of dairy farmers on this whole thing.
There are a lot of changes being made in the last year. As you know, we're still a little bit less than a year. I think there's probably never been a year like this for a president or for a country. We have tremendous success. We've had success with everything we've done. And the economy now is coming back, and here's an example of farmers. They're going to be working harder to produce because it's not going to be watered down by something. And it's great to see it. And if you'd like a zip of that, I'd give it to you. It's actually been here. It's only been here for a few minutes before we started. It's not 5 days. 5 days and open, right? Yeah, it's not. But it's an honor. What we've done in the country in the last year, it's incredible. All of us together. It's incredible. So I appreciate the question.
Mr. President, Ron, you said that the killing has stopped. Who told you that the killings have stopped there? And if it's the Iranian regime?
We have been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place. There was supposed to be a lot of executions today, and that the executions won't take place. And we're going to find out. I mean, I'll find out after this. You'll find out. But we've been told on good authority, and I hope it's true. Who knows, right? Who knows?
We've
Crazy
seen the body
world.
bags, so how do you trust them?
You've seen that over the last few days, and they said people were shooting at them with guns, and they were shooting back, and it's one of those things. But they told me that there'll be no executions, and so I hope that's true.
Does this mean military action is now off the table against Iran?
Well, we're going to watch and see what the process is, but we were given a very good statement by people that are aware of what's going on.
Is that still considering military action? Is that still a threat?
No executions. Everyone's talking about a lot of executions were taking place today. We were just told no executions. I hope that's true. That's a big thing. Yes, Becky.
The Foreign Minister of Greenland, she said a while ago in a press conference in an embassy of Denmark that she made very clear in the meeting that happened here in the White House what are their limits. She also said that it was a very respectful meeting. Are those limits going to be respected?
Well, we're going to see what happens with Greenland. We need Greenland for national security, so we're going to see what happens. They're going to brief me on the meeting right after this conference. In fact, the sooner I get you out, the faster I'm going to know exactly what happened. But we have a very good relationship with Denmark, as you know. We'll see. But, we're doing the Golden Dome. We're doing a lot of things, and we really need it. If we don't go in, Russia's going to go in, and China's going to go in. And there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it, but we can do everything
There's
about
no
it.
more than what they can do than
Well, we're going to see. I mean, look, we're going to see what happens, but we need it. I'm not the first one. This was talked about by President Truman, and 40 years before President Truman, they were talking about it. They've been talking about this for 100 years. This is not anything so new. A lot of people don't realize that, but this was a hot subject. Probably not as hot as it is now, but it was a hot subject for a long time. We need it for national security, and that includes for Europe. And I spoke with, as you know, Mark, the head of NATO, and he really wants to see something happen. It's very
It's being reported that Health and Human Services released frozen funds to Planned Parenthood. I'm wondering why this happened and why Planned Parenthood is receiving any federal funds.
I don't know anything about it. Bobby, do you know anything about it?
What was the question?
It's being reported that frozen funds were released to Planned Parenthood in December by HHS. I'm wondering why that happened.
I have
not heard that.
I have not heard that.
Mr. President,
Mr. President.
on NATO, right now it sounds like you are saying that you would potentially acquire Greenland by force. That would be a NATO country.
You're saying that.
Are you saying that? Would you do that?
No, you're saying that.
Would you acquire them by force right now?
You're telling me that that's what I'm going to do. You don't know what I'm going to do.
So what are the options?
Your
then?
network
Because
doesn't know either.
The Danish foreign minister said that there's still fundamental differences after the meeting with Rubio and with the vice president. Are you willing to leave the NATO alliance in order to get what you want with Greenland? What are the options right
I
now?
wouldn't be telling you what I'm willing to do, certainly. I'm not going to give up options, but it's very important. Greenland's very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen. We're not, I can't rely on Denmark being able to fend themselves off. They were talking about they put an extra dog, and they were serious about this. They put an extra dog sled there last month. They added a second dog sled. That's not going to do the trick.
Denmark fought alongside the United States in both Afghanistan
Thank you
and
for telling
Iraq.
me that. I appreciate it.
But
I have a very good relationship
they're
with
an
Denmark,
ally of
and
the
we'll see how it all
United
works out. I think something will work out. Yeah.
Mr. President. On Venezuela, Cabello, the de facto number 2 in Venezuela right now, he seemed pretty reluctant to work with the U.S. And obviously he's
They just gave us 50 million barrels of oil.
the number 2, the Venezuela security chief.
I know the number 1. We just had a great conversation today, and she's a terrific person. I mean, she's somebody that we've worked with very well. Marco Rubio is dealing with her. I dealt with her this morning. We had a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela. Yes.
Mr. President, you created a new Assistant Attorney General position dedicated to rooting out fraud in the United States.
Yeah, he's fantastic. The person is fantastic.
Who is it?
It's a he.
When are you
I will
going to
tell you maybe within minutes. I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate to say yet because we're going through a process, but we have chosen a person who's very tough, very smart, very fair.
You gave a speech yesterday in Michigan about how you've recalibrated the American economy to work for workers, U.S. auto factories. We've seen core inflation's completely tamed. You lowered the trade deficit to the lowest amount since 2009. American exports are growing, but we're also waiting on the Supreme Court case for the tariffs. Given the success that you've had in the first 12 months, what is at stake in this case, sir?
It's a little bit like whole milk. I can't believe we even have a case. This was a case started by very China-centric people and also anti-American people, frankly, people that don't want us to do well. Tariffs have helped us stop 8 wars. They've helped us get the best trade numbers we've ever had. They've helped us get $18 trillion brought into the country. And maybe above all else, they've given us tremendous national security. Just the threat of tariffs. You saw that just yesterday when I put tariffs on a certain country. We won't talk about that country, but you know who it is. Based on the fact that if you do business with that country, it's going to make them, it's going to bring them to the table a lot faster. So we have made hundreds of billions of dollars with tariffs. We have very little inflation. Think of it. Inflation's gone down and productivity, everything has gone up. We've never taken in money like we have. We've never had anywhere near $18 trillion invested in our country, neither has any other country. It's the biggest number by maybe 5 times. 5 times, not 5%, 5 times. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this. We have plants going up. You mentioned I was in Michigan yesterday. I was at the Ford plant where they make the Ford 150. It's one of the original plants. It was from before World War I. It's a giant plant. That plant was probably going to be closed. And 2 years ago, they were doing very poorly. And now they just announced yesterday that they're going to go 24 hours around the clock. 3 shifts, which they rarely do. That's Ford, and Ford's having the best numbers they've ever had. General Motors having the best numbers they've ever had. Stellantis, which hasn't been here, is now investing billions, tens of billions of dollars on building in the country. We're building auto plants all over the country. We're building AI all over the country. We're leading China by a lot, and a lot of it has to do with tariffs. That would be a very disappointing decision, and especially since the people that are fighting me are people that want China to do well. And we're doing great against China. We're doing great against everybody. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. As I say often, we're right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. And a year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Thank you very much, everybody.
Whole milk is good to know that it's a good thing to drink. Salud, my friends. All right, I don't know who's waiting for some tariffs checks, but I'm not. What I'm waiting for is for the medical money so that we can choose our own doctors. Sorry, I had a live earlier today and I was driving. I thought I can do it. It looked like I had good reception, but then I noticed that the signal was not really going out when I was testing my phone. So I apologize about that. Some of you guys already know. I went and have some lunch with Pizza Guy, and he went full on Democrat on us. He used to support President Donald Trump, and in our conversation, I mentioned that it's not about being Democrats or Republicans. If we're talking about Americans, that is exactly what we are, Americans. And at the end of the day, we can't just spend all of our lives fighting whose party is best, because it's not about the party, it's about the country. And I'm gonna tell you something. The guy works hard. He's not a libtard. He's not a person on food stamps, even though it's there for help. I get it. But most likely, socialist people are the lazy ones, because they have no incentive to work. They have no incentive to do something for themselves. They're just like, just hand me, gimme, and that's why you see a lot of people out there, especially those who say that they want to be independent, and they just want to be the citizen of the world, all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. And socialist governors and mayors, they don't understand what they're doing. They're destroying their communities. You're putting aside American citizens, and you are catering, now, not just American citizens, you're putting aside American citizens who are law-abiding, who are hardworking, who wants to help this country, who should get the benefits of helping this country. But for some reason, the corrupted politicians on the Democratic side, they want to support the homeless people, the lazy, the drug addicts, the people that give nothing to this country. And they prioritize on those people. And I'm sorry, but I disagree with that. I did have some conversations and some talks about, the only way that we can make a change is by trying to get a seat in government. And that's why we're going to be doing our race in that position. But, nobody's going to really know the truth about everything, because there is a lot of politicians on both sides, that will lie, that will say anything, kind of like the news reporters on here, right? They don't care that there's children in there. And I mean, to be honest, the children can take it, they can understand, but they don't care that there's kids in there. They can ask some, rated R questions in there, as long as they get the news out there and they get their story and they get to make their money. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to these people. So, to each his own. But without the POTUS, besides the POTUS giving us a speech, I really enjoy listening to my President Donald Trump. I really do. Let's go ahead and listen to, I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's just going to be like 8 minutes, guys. And I will have to leave, not too soon, but I will have to leave. I was thinking maybe 5 hours, but my daughter is doing, I believe she's doing 2 solos and one with her concert. My daughter is playing the trumpet. And I'm so proud of her. Can't wait to go see her and take pictures and record some videos of her. It's going to be, this year in school is the first time that she grabs a trumpet, and she is already playing all kinds of music. So hopefully it comes out good. She's nervous. I told her she's got this. So I'm looking forward to go to that. So fantastic times. All right, let's take a listen to this. And I haven't seen this yet. I haven't had a chance yet. So let's take a listen.
Hello, everybody. This is Bill Ford, and he's just expanded the plan.
Oh, I did hear that somebody said something inappropriate to the president, and President Donald Trump just flipped him the bird and tell him to get the hell out of the company, and got fired. Sucker.
And went to 24-hour shifts. And Jim Farley, everybody knows Jim. He's a legend in the industry. But they're just saying their business is better than ever. They're doing 24 hours, Jim, now? 6 days a week. Clock.
Very low volume, guys. Sorry about that.
They do expansions, and they're building more plants in the United States because of tariffs. And Jim said, and Bill very strongly confirmed, they've never seen anything like it. In all of the years that they've been in business, they've never seen what's happening now.
By the way, I have one of those coats that he has on. It's my absolute favorite. It goes perfect with a suit.
But like it, so it's a great honor. But so this plant, you might talk about it. This plant goes 24 hours around the clock. Before it used to go 3 hours around the clock.
No, it will. So we're adding a third shift, and it's going to be running, as the president said, 24 hours, 6 days a week. And that just shows the demand there is for this product, which is the best-selling product, as you all know, in America, and it just gets hotter and hotter. So we have a great relationship with the president and his whole staff. They've been great to work with for us. He personally is incredibly responsive every time we need something or call. We very much appreciate it, and we couldn't be more excited. We're adding market share. We're growing as a company. We're adding jobs, not just here but elsewhere. Times are good for us.
And all of the U.S. automakers now are doing great, and before they were having a really hard time. You couldn't. The environmentalists would not have let them survive.
So, Mr. President, when you renegotiate USMCA, how is that going to help auto workers like Ford?
I don't even think about USMCA. I mean, I want to see Canada and Mexico do well, but the problem is we don't need their product. We don't need cars made in Canada. We don't need cars made in Mexico. We want to make them here, and that's what's happening. Everybody's moving here. From Canada, they're coming here. From Mexico, from Japan, from Germany, from all over the world. They're coming here. They're opening up their plants. Bill is lucky because he's had a lot here, but when he doesn't have it here, he's moving here. They're doing big expansions for it. But they're all doing great. The car industry is exciting, and to be honest with you, Bill, every industry is exciting. Yeah, just like this.
Well, we need to rebuild our industrial base, and that's been a priority for us.
And we're adding a combustion vehicle, a combustion truck, affordable one in Tennessee, to the president's note. That's what these policies are doing for Ford. We're going to actually expand one of our existing plants and make a different kind of truck there.
Tariffs?
Yeah. Yes, and the EPA, the relief of the
tariffs and the relief I gave them from the most ridiculous standards. We had put 3 computers on a car in order to save about this much gasoline from a glass. It was crazy, but very proud of them. And Ford has really been a leader. They've done a great job, but all of them. General Motors is doing really well. Stellantis is doing really well. We're really happy about it. I just wanted to build their product in the USA.
So you don't think you're going to renegotiate USMCA?
Well, I can. It expires very shortly, and we could have it or not. It wouldn't matter to me. I think they want it. I don't really care about it.
So it might go away. So you're talking about getting rid of USMCA and let it sunset?
No real advantage to us. It's irrelevant to me. Canada would love it. Canada wants it. They need it. Because we don't need Canada product. That's the thing. I want to be a nice person, but we don't need. I want to build the cars here, not in Canada. We used to build cars in Canada. Now, the Canada cars, the Canadians are moving here to build cars. Same thing with Mexico. Same thing with Japan. Japan's paid us billions and billions of dollars for the privilege of making cars here and selling cars.
What about the raw auto manufacturing that you would like to see coming to the United States, or are you satisfied with the level where it's at right now?
Quality is unbelievable. So we're at a Ford 150 plant, and I don't know that much about cars, but I know how to get people working, and all I can tell you is that people talk so much about the 150, and it has been for a long time. They make a great product, a quality product, better than anybody else can make in Europe or in any other location. Look, the Ford 150 has done well for a long time because they make a great product.
Do you ever allow Chinese autos into the U.S.?
Well, as you know, we have a tariff on Chinese autos, and in Europe, China's taking over the auto business, I would say is a nice statement, but that's the way it is. And here, what is it, 100%? We have 100% tariff on any car coming in from China. So that makes them able to do very nicely against China.
Mr. President, what
right?
about the...
Pretty good, right? Who would have thought that was going to happen, right?
What about the raw
Everybody
materials?
said that the cars are dead in the United States. If you go back 4 years ago into the middle of the Biden administration, everybody was closing up their plants. Now we have more plants being built in our country than at any time in history. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's the election, November 5th.
and it's other things, but it's also, I think, maybe the biggest part, the election, because I'm the tariff person. And everybody now admits that I was right on tariffs. And I hope that we win the Supreme Court case.
Mr. President, what about the raw materials coming in from countries like Canada? How do these companies deal with the fact that those raw
Well, we
materials
get it,
are
but
more
we have a
expensive?
lot of our own raw materials. And, you know, the word raw and rare are a little bit of a misnomer. They're not very rare. You have a lot of places that want to sell us material, and we get it from a lot of different countries. And we have a lot of rare earth and raw materials.
Mr. President, Senator Tom Tiller says that the subpoena, the grand jury subpoena to the Federal Reserve Chairman was a little excessive. What do you think about that?
Well, that's why Tom's not going to be a senator any longer, I guess, right?
Well, what do you think?
But I like Tom Tiller. He's a nice guy. But look, he's not going to be a senator any longer because of views like that. We have a bad Fed chairman. He's bad in a lot of different ways, but he's bad because his interest rates were too high. And today we had a great inflation report. And today we had a really great growth report. So we have great growth and low inflation. And we're doing very well.
Do you think there's going to be a rate cut, though?
I don't know. With this guy, you don't know. He's got some problems. But what he also did, he's renovating a small building. It's the most expensive construction job in history, and it's only a renovation. I could have done that job for $25 million. They're spending billions and billions of dollars. He either doesn't know what he's doing, or it's worse than that. And you know what I mean by that. So hopefully he'll be out of there soon.
Does it impact your timing on naming a Fed chair at all?
No.
When do you expect to do that?
I don't know, sometime in the next few weeks.
Mr. President, of the big three, Ford makes most of its products right here in the United States. 80%. Is that the reason that you came here today?
No, I came here because we're friends, three of us. Because I have helped the company a lot. I mean, as an example, trucks. I put a 25% tariff on trucks coming into the United States, and their truck business went through the roof.
You said to Iran this morning that help is on the way for protesters. What did you mean by that? What kind of help?
You're going to have to figure that one out. I'm sorry.
How many people have been killed in Iran?
Nobody's been able to give me an accurate number. I have heard numbers from everything's a lot. One is a lot. But I've heard numbers much lower, and I've heard numbers much higher. We'll be knowing. We're probably going to find out over the next 20 minutes.
What's the highest number?
I think it's a lot.
In your first term,
It's too many, whatever.
in your first term, the price of oil averaged around $53 a barrel. Is that the target for you for this term?
I'd love to see that, yeah. I mean, we're at 68. We're at 58 now. I'd like to see 53. Thank you very much.
So, you guys on the chat, what's going on? Japan is taking the cars to Canada. So what's the problem with that? Why are you guys so terrified about it? Go ahead, talk to me. Let me know. Talk to me. What is the problem? You know what I find very interesting is that here he is trying to encourage Americans, trying to give Ford, right, the USA manufacturing company, car making manufacturing, and he is, showing some support, and the reporters are, so what about the people that die in Iran? Like, seriously, do they, you guys complain on the other side about Trump saying the same things over and over again, but but you guys don't complain about the media asking the same damn questions over and over again, and the answer has been given. Why talk about things that does not pertain to the United States? I understand Iran is going through some tough times. I get it. You know what? He's taking care of that right now. But when he comes and talks about car manufacturers being back, ask the questions about that. Stop bringing these other questions that, come on, you ruin it every single time, every single special meeting that he has about anything else. They ruin it with the same thing questions. And then, when President Trump acts on something, they hate him for that. And I see it's like, damn if he does and damn if he doesn't. It's like make up your mind, people. Like what do you expect? What do you want? Now I heard that some heckler was giving President Trump some hard time, and I told you that the guy got fired. Why don't we take a look at MS now, MS13 now, and see how they spend this. All you Democrats on the other side, you will be happy. This is your news source, so enjoy this moment.
Word plant today. I mean, I'm serious. This is what, like, and again, this isn't just some trivial thing. This is what the whole fight is about. Like, do we live in the kind of country where you can do this or not? And a worker screams at him and calls him a pedophile protector. And he flips the worker off before walking away. I think we have this footage. Play that for us for a second. Someone screaming pedophile protector. Again, their whole thing is project strength, project popularity, only care about the base. But that's not the reality out in the world.
No, not at all. And I think at every turn, whether it's the Epstein scandal, the way ICE is behaving, Trump's economic policies, the actions of the administration betray a lack of discipline that I think people can really see. Phil and I were talking about this in the green room earlier. If you want to make the Epstein scandal go away, which it seems the Trump administration very much wants to do, the way you don't do that is flipping off someone who calls you a pedophile protector on camera. And it's just a sign that this administration, the same way the president can't help himself from getting in front of a camera and just crafting policy right off the bat, from screaming at reporters, the same way this administration is allowing ideological goons to join a Gestapo force with virtually no training, the way this administration is constantly trying to throw Band-Aids on top of mistake after mistake after mistake, those kinds of actions have consequences. And I think the American people, I think your 1776 comparison is particularly apt because as someone who grew up in a very conservative family, one of the core ideological principles of conservatives is the thing you need to be wary about is government repression.
Yes, exactly.
That one day the government will come for you.
And that Joe Rogan clip we played at the top, he's got a longer monologue.
Yeah.
Wow. Can she be more attacking and hateful towards the president? I don't know if you heard what I heard, but that is a very big stretch. I'm going to tell you, she really just called ICE the Gestapo. And they wonder why there is violence on the streets. I know people on the left want to blame the right, and the right wants to blame the left, but the bottom line is these idiots that are out here promoting information as news, they are affecting those who are weak-minded, those who are easily confused, people that are already hating because they don't have it their way in life. People that, most of them don't have self-assurance or security. That's what I don't understand, why these people are like that. It's okay for your freedom of speech and expression. Like I want to know where do these people, where do they get their moral grounds from? They don't believe in God. They don't believe in God. They are doing all these worse things against all of us. Biden, inappropriately touching, smelling kids. Now, all of the Democrats didn't say one thing about it. They just laughed and enjoyed it. And then they can't stop calling President Trump a pedophile, even though Biden was actually doing the inappropriate touching. If if somebody called me that on the street, if you got the balls to say that, then you get the finger as well. Now, I don't normally flip people off, but if I did, I would have flipped I would have flipped them off as well. So I wanted to give them a chance just to see how they spin it. I mean, if you're on the left side, when you come into my channel, I already know where you come from. I already know where your mind is. Because you watch, hold on, brother, hold on, Dosito. I'll let you know when. They don't care about Trump, right? So I understand that they're going to have issues with him. Hey, Derek, but the problem is that they see all this violence breaking out on the street against ICE. Remember, we voted for this. We won by democracy, which they supposedly they worship, which they don't. Democracy is only good when it's on their side, when they are winning, when it goes their way. That's when democracy is under attack. What they really mean by democracy is Democrats are under attack because President Trump is too popular. So they do all these things and they see, okay, somebody just got shot because of governors and mayors telling people to put their bodies in front of the cars. They literally say nothing's going to happen until there is bloodshed. And here she is, like, this just happened. And she's still pushing that narrative. She still calls them the Gestapo. And she says that they try to band-aid every problem after every problem. Just band-aid, band-aid, band-aid. Listen, I don't know what the hell they are watching. I don't know what they think. But you can't trick my eyes. I have eyes just like they do. Why is it that they look for things to make somebody look guilty when they don't like them? Remember how they made us try to look guilty because we didn't want to support the forced vaccine? We told them that it was better for people to get sick than to get a vaccine that hasn't been tested or proven. Fauci lied to President Trump, and then Trump looked like the bad guy for supporting the vaccine. Isn't that crazy? President Trump got COVID. He took the medicine that he knew would work. Nothing happened to him. 81 years old. There he is. Healthy as a horse. And did the Democrats listen to him? No. Millions of people died of COVID because they didn't listen to President Donald Trump. They didn't listen to President Donald Trump when he said shut down any travel. Ban any travel coming from China. Do not allow anybody from China right now. Let's quarantine. Let's close this country to the outer world. All of the Democrats went off calling him xenophobic, racist. They say he was lying. It's not the Chinese virus. We all know it's the Chinese virus. And they called us, they hated us. They demonized us. I didn't like that. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to forget it. I'm not going to forget the way they treated me. The Democrats took away my rights. Now, I don't care if you want to go vote for Democrats. I will never vote for them because they took away my rights. Period. Literally took away our rights. They were arresting Christians for going to church and pray during COVID, and yet they allowed thousands of protesters on the street. The hypocrisy. How can anybody vote for Democrats? I don't care how bad you think Trump is doing. You guys keep lying about these economic numbers. You know, when I was having lunch with a pizza guy, I told him, I said, isn't it interesting that when I look at statistics about who makes the most money in the United States of America, and then who has the worst debt in the United States of America, it was the same 4 states. They both were bad on both sides. California is like over $500 billion in debt, but yet it's Trump's fault. If you look down at the list, it's already $2 trillion in debt just from 2 states, not counting any wars that Obama, any missile strikes from Obama, any missile strikes from Biden. Of course, Trump also made some strikes with missiles. Of course, that the money was being depleted. But the only person that I have seen at least attempting to make some deals with other countries has been President Donald Trump. When Barack Obama had the chance to make a deal to keep peace in the Middle East, he told the Saudi prince, the Saudi prince's father, I forget his name, he told him no, he will not help them. And they were pissed off at the United States of America. And you know what? I am sure that didn't deny that they were supporting terrorist Muslims. They didn't care because Barack Obama didn't care. He thought he was being tough. And yet President Donald Trump sees that these guys, even though they are enemies of the United States of America, they are still in they have to be still in agreement. It's like if you never heard of, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That means that you have to play ball with them. You got to be able to defend yourself. You got to be able to tell them, hey, listen, don't F with me, don't mess with me, because I will take you out. And so far, President Donald Trump has been doing exactly that. So I'm giving you guys a chance to see MS Now, right? I'm gonna play. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna play a video. I don't like to grab much content from other creators, but I wanna see if I can find a video. Just the introduction, I guess. Let me see. Let me see. The Officer Tatum, I think, made a video about this. I'm not sure. I think I saw that on my feed. Let me see. Let me try to find it. Now, what really pisses me off about the leftists is that they always demonize the ICE agents, which we know they have the right. They're doing their duty, and they're being persecuted for doing their duty. The states at the bottom in terms of poverty and education are Missouri, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. Read The Animal Farm by George Orwell. If that's a fact, George Orwell, I don't know what that is. The Democrats are Snowball and the Republicans are Napoleon. I'd be careful with what kind of literature you're reading. I don't know what that is, to be honest. I don't know the Animal Farm by George Orwell. I know you mentioned it today on lunch, but I'm not sure about that. I like to see with my own eyes, and I'll make my own documentary about what I believe. I'm not going to just grab everybody's words and say, okay, this is the right story. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. No, I got to see for myself what's happening. Some of the things I have to figure out, put the puzzle pieces together, and I got to make sure that everything fits. And what I can tell you is Democrats have been attacking President Donald Trump from day one, ever since he started officially running for president. They used to love him, but as soon as they knew that he was running, they started hating on him, and they thought that he didn't have a chance to win. Look at the hypocrisy and how they let themselves down. They thought that he will never win, so they didn't really make too much fuss about it at first. But then when he won, all hell broke loose. Instead of Democrats coming together and say, hey, listen, man, we don't like this guy. We don't appreciate Trump. We are against him. We don't like him. But you know what? The people voted. We believe in democracy. And we're going to go ahead and work with them. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If I was President Trump, I would be acting exactly as he did. Number one, he was right. The election was stolen. And we know that. And we're starting to see more and more voting fraud. We're starting to find more money laundering fraud. We noticed that when President Donald Trump created Doge, and they just stopped USAID, Somali's economy, which is $12 billion, their economy started going down the drain. Again, if it wasn't for the fraud, if it wasn't for the money, the NGOs that were sending money to Somali, those terrorist groups would have never had the power nor the money to attack, because there is nothing of great value in Somali or Somaliland. That is probably the worst third world country I have ever seen. More desert than anything that I can see. And I don't understand what people think is beautiful about it. Besides, it may be a little intriguing of the sand dunes or, maybe a beach or, the desert, they got nothing of value to anywhere in the world except piracy, scammers, fraud, liars, snakes. That's what they got in their country. That's what governs their country. I don't have to be there. I've watched documentaries of people that actually go there, that actually do investigative work. We have seen a traveler that over there was like, oh, this is beautiful. We're looking around. We're trying to find something beautiful. Everything he points out is just a freaking desert. There's nothing beautiful. Dirt everywhere. Buildings are falling apart. Garbage everywhere. People trying to rob everybody they can. Trying to scam foreigners. Trying to scam tourists. The guy spent over $800 in one day in a third world country, and there was nothing of nothing. It was just expensive taxi cabs, expensive everything. And he didn't get to enjoy his actual stay in Somalia. So no, we're going to stand for the people that actually do something for our country. We're not going to, I can't support Democrats. They have been lying to us for so long. Now, the Democrats, of course, you guys say the same thing. Oh, well, Trump has been lying to us for 10 years. Well, Trump was only a president for 4 years. And when he said that BBC lied about the speech, we watched it here. The Democrats on the other side came in and they said, oh, why don't you play the whole speech? You know what? I gave him the whole speech. I even paused it and said, here we go. This is where they edited his speech. And they sold it at MSN Now, which was MSNBC, BBC, ABC, even Fox played this video, and then CNN and all these networks just lean on Trump. Just lean on him and try to make him look like the bad guy. More reason for Somalis to join America. Oh, hell no, bro. Don't even say Somalia needs to join them. We don't need pirates, bro. They are some of the hardest workers, and they are very smart and creative. I don't believe you. They're very low IQ, bro. Sounds like we need more Somali immigrants since their country isn't doing so well. That is the opposite mentality that you should have. We want people that have proven themselves to have created a great civilization, not that have destroyed a humanity. We need the opposite of what you just said, Pizza Guy. The opposite. Immigration for this country is not meant for the needy to come here and suck all the treasures and all the resources that we have. Immigration is made so that people can come here and help us maintain this country great. But if you come from a third world country, a shithole of a country with horrible people, with pirates, thieves, scammers, fraudsters, all those people, that's not the kind of people you want to hire. And I'm going to give you a compliment, Pizza Guy. I need to hire people that work hard like you, but not to think like you because you want the worst of the worst to come to our country. That's not what we want here, my friend. We want hardworking people? Absolutely. But we don't need people to say, oh, we pay taxes, and they actually take 4 times more away from what they actually porting. See, in the books, you can say, okay, you know what? We got all these jobs. We got hundreds of thousands of jobs. For who? For the governor? For the mayor? For the corrupts? For the fraudsters? Did you know that these people, that these Somalis, were taking millions of dollars, flying cash, big suitcases, cash, to Europe, and then taking them to Somalia? They send billions of dollars, my friend. That's why Scott Besson is investigating them right now, and I can't wait to see what they find. Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people on the left, they're waiting for the midterms. But I'm going to tell you a lot of things are going to happen between now and then. And I want every single one of those corrupted politicians on the left to go to jail. You cannot hide fraud. You can't hide the truth. I've been saying this, and people don't listen. Only 21 million people make up the population of 32 to 34 states. Imagine I'm only giving you half of the number of the actual illegal invasion that happened in this country. You think about that. Think about all these little states that have very small population, and they allow all these illegal immigrants to go in there and vote. Give them papers. Somehow they found a way to get papers. We got millions in fraud voting. It's coming out. It's just a matter of time. This is going to be in court. This is going to be played. And when they play all this evidence that they have, there's going to be a big reckoning. And I want Ilhan Omar, number one, out of here. AOC, that greedy horseface. She has been lying so much to the people, pretending she's some sort of gospel girl, pretending that she's black, pretending she's Indian, pretending she's Latina. She's pretending to do all of these things, just like Kamala Harris. First she wasn't black, then she was black, and then she wasn't Indian, but now she's Indian, and now she's got all this type of accents. Everywhere they go, Jasmine Crockett, another fraud. Everywhere she goes, her accent changes. She was raised in a normal home with money, and then she's going to go act ghetto because she thinks that black people are stupid. She thinks black people are ignorant. Asked Han last night when she was telling us about this. I don't speak for no reason. I listen to other people. Scott Bessent said they tried to pass 700 million to an airport. Bro, they were sending millions in suitcases. These people at the airport, TSA, not just here in the States, but everywhere in the other countries, you think they never saw a whole suitcase full of money? You think they never open and be like, oh my God, what is this? Hey, you know what? Here, just take a bundle. Don't say anything. So easy. So easy. I'm telling you, there is so much about that. You guys have no idea. All I know is that what they're doing, oof, I can't wait. They can't remove these kind of records. Wire transfers, they gotta have those wire transfers. Every time they travel through airports, I think that they need to investigate TSA, and who knows, maybe it's too late to show the videos or any footage of security or anything. But I can tell you that they were taking a lot of money from you, the American people. You should be pissed off about that. See, that's another reason why I cannot vote for Democrats. Democrats in power right now are the most corrupted politicians I have ever seen in my entire life that I live in this country. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and Ilhan Omar would have my vote if I live in Minnesota, New York, or Texas. They seem smarter than Scott Bessent. I don't think you know what smart is. Not if you say that about Scott or anyone in Trump's cabinet. You have no idea what you're saying on Scott Bessent, bro. I wouldn't even dare to say anything bad about Scott Bessent. That guy is a freaking genius, dude. I don't even dare say anything about Scott Bessent. I'm telling you, man. We can talk theories, and all this stuff, but if you don't see it, I can't show it to you because I have laid out everything. I've given you videos, I've given you timestamps, I've given you a bunch of stuff for all the times that you come into my channel. I've been giving you all this information, and yet, just like this cowgirl right here, just spew her lies, knowing that the country is in chaos. She doesn't care the violence happening out there against ICE agents. She doesn't care that innocent people are being used by corrupted politicians to put their bodies on the line, that they're going to get hurt. Not only are ICE agents going to get hurt, but the innocent people will also get hurt. Yeah, that's why they got rid of Charlie, bro. That's the problem in this country, and a lot of people don't want to see it. All right, Dosito, go ahead and call. Yeah, I gave these guys a chance, man. But that's just the way it is, man. Then you wonder why I don't listen to them.
Yeah. So he says, like, this is kind of the nightmare, right? When people kind of do this. Philip Bump, Nikki McCameron, it's great to have you both here.
And then I can also see the point of view of the people that say, yeah, but you don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them.
Biden had better trade deals on Scott Bessent's, no soybean export limits, and no rare earth mineral controls. Hey, he let Ukraine keep all of that. He wasn't giving us anything. He was getting a lot of help from the United States, and we didn't get 1 cent from Ukraine. What's up, brother?
What's happening, brother? God, first and foremost, God bless you and your beautiful family.
Yeah, God bless you too, man. Thanks for the call. What did you want to say to us today?
Well, you know what? There's a lot, man. There's a lot. So these libtards are starting to cry about Trump because he flipped off some auto worker.
Yeah.
But then they forgot. Look. But then they forgot when Biden was running for president in 2020. What did he say? His exact words. Hold on. His exact words to an auto worker at the Fiat Chrysler. Chrysler plant.
Yeah.
He tells them that you're full of shit.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
Say nothing. Yep. Okay. So they're crying right now about this Renee Good thing, right? The Renee Good and about the whole incident that happened in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Did they forget during Obama's administration that 56 died in custody, and then 23 of them were shot and killed?
Nobody knows that, bro.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Oh, like these libtards are starting to annoy me to the point where it's like there's no holds barred for them. It's like these libtards can do and say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, when Trump does something, that's it. Boom. That's it. Or he took out Maduro, but they forgot that Obama took out Gaddafi. He took out the president of Ukraine.
Yeah.
He tried to take out Assad from Syria. He took out Hosni Mubarak. It's like, what the fuck? all these different regime changes, but then there was one with no military use. Oh well, there was military use because they went and grabbed them, but like nobody died.
Yeah.
All the other ones that they were doing, everybody, like a lot of our own people died.
Yeah.
I'm just getting so sick and tired of this. And then you got Pizza Guy that's being a cuck. He's being a cuck to who was it? To Ilhan Omar, which is the biggest. Oh my God, this bitch.
Oh, he loves Ilhan Omar, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. He loves all the airheads, bro, and the most corrupted snakes, female snakes in Congress.
And have you noticed that they're all females?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know the one thing that I noticed on AOC, okay, coming from a bartending job, right? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with being a bartender and all that stuff. But the way that she started, when she started campaigning and all this other stuff, if you look at her now, it's like she learned how to be a corrupted politician, and I can guarantee you she's making money, bro.
100%.
Yeah.
150%. Then you got some of these other ones. It's like they started off. Your salary is $175,000. When you come in, it's like you're shit. You're basically how do I explain it? You're a cockroach, and all of a sudden, within 2 years, they're multimillionaires doing this, doing that. When they got insider trading, to me, I think that when you're in Congress or you're any type of a government official, you should not be involved in the stock market. You should not be involved in anything like that because you got insider trading. You got the first dibs of what's going on before anybody else does.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the Clintons. Then you got the Clintons recently. Did you hear about the Clintons?
What happened?
Okay, so they got subpoenas so they could testify against the Epstein files.
I know that.
And then they defied the testimony. So now they're being held in contempt of Congress.
Oh, nice.
And none of the libtards will talk about that.
Well, they want to defend Bill Clinton, which of course Trump considers him a friend. And when Marjorie Taylor Greene goes out there, she says, "Oh, there's this one phone call that exists." I came to try to bring all these innocent victims to come into the White House, and President Trump just doesn't care, and this and that. And she said, President Trump told me that a lot of his friends will get hurt if the Epstein files are released. And I'm like,
if that was the case, then Obama would have released it. Biden would have released it. I mean, to hurt his presidency. Don't you think that the libtards would release the files?
hell yeah, dude. But the problem is that they also know, like the leaders from before, not the Congress, but the leaders from before, they know if there's anything bad in there, they will use it.
Spoiled brat argue with his own people. I guess the caller is mad because.
Go ahead. Read it out loud.
Hold on. Obama didn't act like an immature kid and spoiled brat and argue with one of his own people. I guess this caller is mad because
Republicans hate women. And that's why Marjorie Trader Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Susie Collins hate Trump.
If that's the case, then why did Elizabeth Warren call Trump, or Trump called her to work on the 10% on the credit card thing?
Right.
For the credit card, what is it called? The interest rate.
Yeah, they limit. Yeah, to limit the 10% interest rate.
But that whole interest rate is only going to be on new. Like, let's say you had a $3,000 limit today. It's not gonna be in 10%. It's gonna be new balances after February. So let's say you had $3,000 in debt today. It's still gonna be on the 20 and 30%, and then the new ones is gonna be 10%.
Like Trinity's giving me she's giving me quotes from the libtards that come into my channel, I guess. Lib says, we'll fight and die for immigrants. Also, libs, get out of my country, Dennis. I'm calling eyes. It's never been about immigrants. It's about ideology, like the 1930s Germany. Same mentality. And the reason why, man, and I talked to Trinity about this, it's they have been, they try to say that we're on a cult. And we're the most independent, common sense, mind thinking people. And we just try to make sense for our country to be taken care of. But these guys actually go get trained on what to say on protest. They actually go get trained on saying shame, shame. They repeat these words over and over. The Gestapo, the same Nazis, right? The same rules from the Marxist book. The communists use this. And, it's a smear tactic, like Nancy Pelosi says. They lie about their opponents. And then the way they convince their people, their loyalists that follow them, is they leak the information to the press. Which press? Well, we just showed one in there. MSNBC, right, which is MSN now, I guess. ABC, BBC, CNN, everybody. They leak the information in there. Isn't it interesting that ever since all of those press reporters didn't want to sign that paper that Pete Hegseth told them to sign, that they promised not to be leaking any information or any secret or anything that happens inside the house without them actually giving them the okay to release information. Do you remember that? I can't remember what the hell it's called. It's just in the back of my brain. I can't remember it. But I can tell you that a lot of people moved out, bro. I can't remember what the name of the building is. But they moved out. All the reporters moved out. And we have not gotten any leaked information about anything. And everything that they leaked has been lies. They've been giving you half information, which sounds like truth. And at the end of the information is a big-ass lie. And everybody 100%. Bites it. Everybody eats it. And you know what? I can't keep speaking about the past. All I can tell you is that the past is what got me to where I am today. And I don't have to revisit everything in the past. But I can tell you that the reason why I am the way I am is because of what they have been doing. Now, I have a conversation with Pizza Guy. Sorry, man, my throat's messing up. I had a conversation with Pizza Guy. And I told him that a lot of the information that he's giving me, it's the information that he gives me that he thinks is good about Democrats, it's actually what we're doing as Republicans. And the bad thing that he thinks that Republicans are doing, that's actually what Democrats are doing, which is very interesting to me because I'm trying to make sense of how can he think this way and I see it this way. And of course, he made a point that I live in a blue state, and I lived in blue states all my life since I've been here in this country. And so I can see all the bad things that they're doing, but that doesn't mean that I'm wrong. That just means that I'm living those things. And the only way to change it is get on that seat, get on the ballot, go in there and try to do something. And if people don't want to listen to the truth and they vote and everything is legit, because I want everything to be transparent. I'm going to go over there and as a candidate and I hope that everybody that's going for any type of candidacy, that they will ask for transparency, that we will have third-party people in there and each member from each party to be in there and witness people voting and the counting and make sure that everything is accurate and every vote needs to be accounted for. If there is registered people on there and there's ballots in there, don't stop at 100,000. Keep counting until, even if you think you won, keep counting down to the last ballot, because that's going to tell me if there's any fraud in any of the elections. And I can tell you, Seattle is shaking on their boots right now because DOJ is suing them for not releasing the voter rolls. And I can't wait. You already seen what happened in Michigan, right? 315,000 voter rolls that were illegitimate. Dude, that's 315,000.
You forgot Fulton County in Georgia.
Oh, man. See, and I don't know all the information on all these different states, bro.
Yeah, see, Fulton County, they found out it was like 100,000 or 200, something like that. Like, I think it was like in the 100,000 range where there were bullshit, what is it called? During the election of 2020, how Trump, he almost won it. How he got very, very close. And then if he just would have won, I think, if he would have had like 20, 30,000 votes or 11,000 votes.
Yeah, very small margin, yeah.
That state.
Yep.
It all came from Fulton County, Fulton County, Georgia.
Yeah, you don't need millions. You don't need millions. You just need thousands. And that's what they were doing. Okay, so MindSpeak says the guy on the line sounds familiar. Is he white? Does he have a YouTube channel?
I've been listening to your channel for about 2 months now.
Okay,
honest.
so no, but you don't have a YouTube channel. He thinks that you sound familiar.
No, I don't have a YouTube channel. No,
All right,
no.
Is AOC making more money than that pirate Crenshaw? Oh man, I don't know about Crenshaw, man. I'm not gonna defend him, bro.
Yes.
I'm not gonna defend Crenshaw, bro. I liked him at first, but then I don't know, man. He made some comments that made me think.
Okay. The other day we were talking about immigrants and how, how me and you, we know how much they make and all that, and how they get more money and how they get blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how the system works for them?
Tell me. I want everybody here.
All right. You know, and I know. All right. So I come in, I'm an immigrant. I want to buy a house, I'll put it under somebody else's name. I want to buy a business, I'll put it under somebody else's name. Why? So the government, they don't know that I own a business and I own a house, so then I can collect welfare.
Yeah.
Even though I'm supposed to be here for 5 years before I collect welfare and collect any government assistance.
Yep.
But then they forget when you first come to the country, you get a loan. You remember about that loan. You get like a $7,000 loan from the government, so then that way you can get up on your feet, and then you pay it back little by little, right?
I never got that loan, but yes.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they put everything under somebody else's name, so then, 20, 30 years down the line, they're still at square one, but then they're making millions on the side. Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, they like to use NGOs. That's how they launder their money, man.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah. No, but because we have nothing to prove in court. That's just a theory for us now. So somebody says they're recording everything and it's coming back at me. I don't give a shit if you record my show. Everything I tell you is the truth. This is what I believe. You think that people are gonna be playing my show, dude? I dare somebody to play my own videos when I'm running campaign. I dare them so I can make them look like fools. You guys are stupid. If I was over here making up lies and if I didn't believe in what I say, you got me. I wouldn't even run. I wouldn't have the balls to run. But everything that I say is honest and truth.
And when you run, I want you to tell me so I can donate to your campaign. I told you I was going to donate over 100,000 for you.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. But hey, I'll keep you in mind, brother. Just stay on the channel, and we'll see what happens. We are going to run through this thing, and you know, I don't know yet how I'm going to be able to put a whole team together that I need, because by myself, of course, I probably can't do it. But you know, I got some hopes, because the person that just got elected mayor of Seattle, she didn't do nothing to raise money, and all she did was posted a couple of videos on Facebook and social media, bro. So I think that we're gonna use social media a lot, and we're not gonna be paying millions of dollars to stupid ass channels.
That's how Trump's election won. He used nothing but podcasts. He went on everybody. He went on Joe Rogan. He went on Patrick Big David.
Yep.
He went on King. What was that? What was that guy's name? Von Leo, whatever that guy's name is. He went on everybody.
He went on PBD as well.
Yeah, PBD is my boy.
Yeah, I love that show.
He's actually my second cousin.
Oh, really? Oh, man, put in a word with the second cousin, bro. I admire that guy, bro.
I will, I promise. And Vinny Oshana, I actually know him personally when I used to live in California.
Wow. But that's awesome, dude. Man, it's a small world, bro. It's a small world.
Very small world.
Yeah, you know, and they can question me. Obviously, I want to be on the ballot before I go start, you know, throwing all this stuff out there in public. But, you know, whatever people think, you know, they defend all of these Democrat corrupted politicians. They got no brains. They got people out there that's so emotionally corrupted. And what I mean by corrupted is like they're compromised. They don't know how to use common sense. They break the law because they feel sorry for somebody that is being deported. That's not how you enforce the law. The police department in Minnesota, they have to stand down. I mentioned this, and it was in the news. If somebody's breaking into your car, the police can't do anything. They're told to stand down. Why? That's what you're there for, to make us feel safe, to protect your community, the city. And yet, right now, they're complaining and bitching about ICE. You don't see the police department. Let me ask you something. Tell me, how stupid does the police department have to be to not know where ICE agents are, and yet hundreds of dumb-ass civilians with no police background can be at the ICE locations where they're doing business?
You got to be 100%.
Answer me that question. How the hell does a police department not know? Because Minnesota claims they didn't know ICE was there. Really?
No, they know. They just want to
Exactly.
act stupid.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And so that's the thing, man, that I'm gonna throw that right back at him, bro. That you can't bullshit me. Don't tell me that you had no control. No, you had 100% control. You let Antifa go out there and destroy your cities. You let all these illegal immigrants come in and take advantage of the system. Now, granted you, there's going to be a lot of hardworking people. I get it. But you know what? That doesn't mean they don't have a criminal background. That doesn't mean that they are clean. This is not a country where you commit a crime in another country and you come here to live a clean life. That's not how it works. You got to pay for your crime.
I have a question for you. Why do you think ICE is at these states like New York, Minneapolis, here in Michigan, California, Washington, Oregon, probably, because you guys are closer to the border than anybody else. And when you're in the middle of the United States, there's nothing there because there's no border that's being crossed, you know, like from like Canada, let's say, or like Mexico, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, Mexico, we know that. I could show you videos where this guy Nick Shirley went and seriously talked to some of these immigrants, and they were happy they're about to cross the border. They're walking through the border.
Yep.
And he's sitting there trying to question them, and they won't even answer it.
See, look, and Cutting Edge says, plus they get infiltrated with Somalis. The same happened in Dearborn, Michigan. 45 to 55% of the police is Muslim. That is crazy, dude.
100%, he's right.
Bro, they put Arab writing on their uniforms. This is America, bro. People are supposed to assimilate. People are so stupid. They're like, they don't understand history. You know, do you know why we have streets that are named after European leaders? Because the Europeans were here. You know why we have names in Spanish throughout the whole United States of America? Because it used to be Mexico. Because, you know, before this land was conquered, all these things were there. It doesn't mean that you're going to put French words in the streets. They were not here. We kicked their ass out of here.
Put a street over here in Dearborn. They put a street under this guy.
I heard.
Like the biggest terrorist.
Yeah, I heard. One of the Muslim terrorists.
Yeah, it's like, are you fucking out of
Yeah.
your fucking mind?
Yeah.
It's like, are you guys serious?
Yeah, yeah. It's ridiculous.
You see, they've never lived with these type of people back home.
Yeah.
And honestly, we fled, and we fled from persecution because of these. From these type of people. And they don't know how it is unless they really. If they went to my country,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even last 30 seconds. I guarantee them. I guarantee you, Dennis. If you send half of the population here that live in America to my country, they
Yeah.
won't last 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I told Pizza Guy, right? I told Pizza Guy on lunch, I said, you know, I asked him if he was born here. He was born here. I said, okay, that tells me everything. I said, I can guarantee you that if you lived in India and you actually struggle with the family because of the government's, you know, oppressing you and keeping you down and you can't do anything, I can guarantee you that you will think a lot different about how the government is being run here in this country. But I said, but you were born here, you have a duty to stand up against all these corrupted people. But I don't know, man. He loves these people. Like I can't change his mind. He really loves AOC and Ilhan Omar and Talib Rashid and all these people that hate America.
And they're all Muslim. Have you ever noticed that? Except for AOC.
Yeah, I don't know, man. She might be, bro. Who knows? I mean,
but you know what? Though? Okay, here's another thing. All right. No, damn it! I lost my train of thought on what was I going to say. We were talking about the Muslims.
well, the last one was the name of the street.
The name of the street. Damn, I was just about to say something. I literally just had a brain fart.
It happens, man, and you know that's what people don't understand. They tempted to come over here, and you see me here, bro, for like 5, 6 hours, 7 hours sometimes. These people think that it's just easy to sit here and just freaking talk, bro. It's not that easy. There is so many brain farts that happen throughout the whole, you know, interaction, you know, and people that can just throw comments on there, you know, if I'm in public, right, and there's like hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, not all of them are going to be asking me questions at the same time. They're not all going to be shouting at the same time. They will have a turn, you know, and you notice a lot of times I open up my phone line so that they can call in. And well, I don't know if you were here, but one guy just spent like 5 minutes just cussing me out, bro. Like I was just laughing. I was trolling him, just laughing and pretend I can't hear. So he kept repeating his cuss words at me, and man, you gotta get your meds on, bro.
Well, okay. Oh, here. This is what I was gonna say.
There we go.
Okay, since they want to sit here and bring up Trump with ICE, did they forget who created ICE to begin with? I don't think these people really know who created ICE.
I know it was created in 2003. Who was the president? George Bush?
George Bush, baby.
Yeah.
George Bush,
Yeah.
that piece of shit.
Well, I don't know. You know, I forgot he was a Republican. One of the guys that called me in, and he got me on that because I thought he was a Democrat because he ran like a damn Democrat. He didn't run like a Republican. I mean, I tell you, the parties have switched, bro. I told Pizza Guy, I said, look, you don't like Republicans. You say you like Democrats, but in reality, this whole administration is the Democratic, administration. They just are tired of fighting or being on the side of people who are supposed to be protecting and standing up for this country, destroying it. That's why they switched from the Democratic Party, because they realize the Democratic Party is not who they are. And I will say this over and over. The Democratic Party today is the new socialist, Marxist, communist, because they use every single tactic from all three of those things. And I'm going to tell you, socialism and communism is so alike. It's like twins. Unless you really lived it and be with them, you will not recognize them if you see them one at a time. You have to have lived it. You know, and I always try to explain Venezuela to people, but I don't think they capture what I'm saying. We asked the ladies right at the restaurant. Oh, by the way, pizza guy, again, thank you for the lunch. I appreciate you. He found a Venezuelan restaurant. I never had Venezuelan food before. It is different than Honduras food. There's some similarities, but it's different. And we thought it was great food. But, you know, we asked the ladies. She's like, oh, I'm not Venezuelan. I was like, well, do you know the Venezuelan people? She's like, well, she says, I hear people. There's like a few people that come in here and they don't like that President Trump went down there. But she says, but most of the people, they are so happy, you know, because they are free.
They're partying in the streets, and the liberals want to sit there and say, no, you should be mad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's what I say. Everybody in the world wants President Trump, except some people in the United States of America.
Look, when the United States went into Iraq and they took out Saddam Hussein, he used to protect the Christians and he used to protect the Catholics more than he used to protect his own people, which is the Muslims. And he had more Christians and more Catholics in his cabinet, like not cabinet, but the people like protecting him as his bodyguards, more than his own people, because he said a Muslim can take a gun and point it to somebody's head and kill him with no reason.
Yeah.
And a Catholic and a Christian cannot do that and go and try to live the rest of his life.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Look at that.
He can't live with himself.
Yeah.
So he trusted the
Yeah, because we have conviction. Yeah, we got conviction.
If I tell you how many Catholics and Christians cried, and they still cry to this day because he's not there, and he even said it, you take me out, and I guarantee you the Middle East will fall. Because when he was in line, I swear to God, on the Bible, listen.
Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
I swear.
Don't swear.
Dennis, when he was in power, not a motherfucker can say a word that's like Jordan, Palestine, Israel. He used to threaten Israel all the time. He used to tell them, I'll send you 1 million rockets till the time that I burn all of Israel if you don't leave Palestine alone.
Yeah, I remember that.
He sent the biggest threat to Iran. He told them, I'm gonna wait here with my cigar. The time that my cigar finishes, if the water doesn't come down and you don't like stop blocking the water so we get water, I will annihilate you guys. Within 5 hours, he almost finished the cigar. Water started coming down. I'm not kidding you. There's a video out there that shows it, and he says it in Arabic too. Like it's so perfectly clear in Arabic that with the translation and.
Well, remember the what was that one? There were, I think. Hold on, man. Remember that Israel was attacking some locations, right? In Gaza, and there was that Muslim. I think she was like a news reporter or some shit like that, and she was.
He started crying?
No. She was like, and we're not afraid, and she said something right against Israel or whatever, and all of a sudden, boom, and then she like, oh shit, and she starts running scared out of the studio, and it's just like. You know, these people are tough until they're not. You know, in the chat, I'm going to give you an example how people are. In the chat, there's this guy named Miguel Lurdachi, okay? So he grabs the comment that I just told you about, right? That I thought that Bush was actually a Democrat because of the way that he ran. But he was a Republican. He said, oh, that's how dumb he is. He thinks Bush was a Democrat. Like, these motherfuckers don't understand. And nobody's saying I'm perfect. Nobody's saying that I know every detail, that I'll never be, wrong or make a mistake. But the point is that I believe that he ran as a Democrat, meaning the party, not that he really was. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, how else do you say it? You know, I didn't say he was Democrat, but he ran like he was a Democrat.
Yeah, he ran like as if he was a Democrat.
As if he was a Democrat.
He did everything that the Democrats wanted them to do.
Yeah.
He never sat there and tried to go up against them or anything like that. He how do I explain it? How do I say it? Like, he fell into their hands.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And the plus, greed. Greed gets in there. And that's the one thing that Trump, when he makes his billions, bro, because his family's still working their butts off making that money. He's a businessman. He will not do something for nothing.
At least Trump was a man, and he admitted why he went to Venezuela.
Yeah.
Not like Bush. Not like Bush sitting there saying weapons of mass destruction and whatever. They
Yeah,
didn't
that
find
was bull.
nothing.
Yep.
You know, at least Trump sat there like a man, like an alpha, and said, "You know what? I'm going there for the oil, and I'm going to go there for the oil.
Yep.
Whether
Yep.
you like it or not, I'm coming for your oil."
Man, President Trump thinks the way I do, man. I'm not saying that I'm smart like him. I'm just saying that what he does is actually I agree with, because that's something that I would do if I could. You know, if I would have thought of it, yeah, man, I own it 100%, because I agree it's a good thing.
They want to cry that he wants to go and protect the Iranians. Do you know how long the
Yeah.
Iranians have
Yeah.
been wanting to be free from this?
Yeah,
from this
I know, man.
tyrannical regime. I mean, bro, if you look at pictures and you look at videos in the '60s and the '50s of how Iran was, it was basically like the Dubai.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
that it
seen the
is today.
videos, bro. You can't tell that country. It's absolutely night and day, bro.
What really pisses me off?
I would never cheat on my wife.
What the guy from Saudi Arabia is doing today is basically what the Shah of Iran wanted to do for Iran, but then they got taken him out. Okay, but then they want to implement everything that the Shah had, his ideas. He brought schools to them. His dad started crying when he brought a kid to write his name. Just write your name in Persian. Write your name. He couldn't even write his name.
Yeah.
Because there was no education at the time.
Yeah.
So what he did, like his son. His son removed the hijab. He removed the clerical imams that were destroying and basically trying to put in rhetoric to these people so they can uprise, so they can get rid of the Shah, when all the Shah wanted to do was take his country to the Western philosophy ways.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah. I mean, the Shah of Iran basically wanted to make Iran as the Paris of Middle East. He wanted to make Iran as the Paris of Middle East.
Oh, I see. Well, I do know that the videos that I have seen, bro, Iran is just I can't believe it's Iran.
It's disgusting.
It really is.
I mean, the people there are scared to walk around. They're scared to talk. They're scared to go online. They're scared to uprise. And you got the son, the crown prince, who's basically trying to, and this guy's a sissy. For about 30, 40 years, he could have been taking back Iran. But it's like he's just a sissy. Now he wants to call Trump and tell him, "Oh, Trump, please help our people." And so we can
Oh yeah. Well, he was talking shit about Trump at first, and then he changed his tune.
Yeah.
He's done that like three or four times already. I wouldn't trust that motherfucker. But I would still let the people of Iran choose. So the CNN try to set up Representative Mullen with, "Oh, are you for regime change?" He's like, "No, I'm not for regime change. That's not what we're trying to do with Iran." He's like, "But if you're taking him out, you are changing regime." He's like, "No, that's not what we're doing. The people in Iran want to change regime. We don't. We just want to take this guy out."
The people of Iran have been wanting a regime change since early '80s. Since Ayatollah Khomeini came in and did what he did. Don't you think it's funny that once the Shah went out, once they took out the Shah, then Saddam wants to come and invade Iran?
Oh yeah. But
because you know why?
But I'm still pissed off at Bush for what he did. He lied.
Because of the power of what the Shah had, Saddam couldn't even sit there with balls to go up against the Shah.
Yeah,
I swear to God,
that's part of the religion, bro.
No. He didn't have the balls because you know why? Iran has so much power. They had so much money at that time, and they had so much like not nuclear, but missiles and whatever.
Well, they got billions from us, dude.
And plus, the reason why they took out the Shah was because the Shah wanted to sit there and re-sign the consortium agreement of 1954, which is it gives oil to British, France, and America. So he didn't want to re-sign that because he didn't want to be under their thumbs, if that makes sense. Where the United States, British, and French can tell them what to do.
Yeah. All right, brother. I appreciate your call. I'm gonna have to close it out here because I gotta go to my daughter's thing. But tomorrow's another day, baby. Tomorrow's Thursday, Friday. I I don't know if I'm going to go live Saturday or Sunday because I'm going to be busy during some travels. And if you guys haven't been members yet, you don't want to be a member specifically in the next 3 weeks following. I'm going to be sharing some personal stuff, some things that you might want to watch, if you care to watch anything from a trip that I'm going to take. Thanks, brother. I will. Hey, why don't you give me a call back again tomorrow? Okay, we'll talk some more.
This is my personal number. Save it if you need. Whatever, text me, call me.
I did. I saved it.
God bless you and your family.
Thank you, brother.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
I appreciate you. Be blessed.
You got it, brother. All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right, so we mentioned Venezuela. We mentioned that President Trump was man enough to say, I'm going there for the oil, etc. Now, Mindspeak, I think it was Mindspeak that said that at first it was just the drug boats. It wasn't for the oil. Well, this is where you have to use your critical thinking, okay? Because if you don't use your critical thinking, you're going to get lost on what your train of thought is going to be for the rest of your life. And you want to make sure that this country is taken care of, number one. We don't want China. We don't want Russia. We don't want any of these other idiots to be taking advantage of anything on our hemisphere of the world, okay? Number one, we have used missiles. We have used a lot of petroleum. We have a lot of people that need to get paid. So we gave them warnings. We started taking out drug boats, and then they are forced our hand by threatening us, by pissing us off even more. The last straw was, come and get me, you coward. That was it. That was it. I'm coming to get you. It reminds me of that part when Rambo was talking Vietnam, and he's grabbing the microphone like he's going to confess and give out all the secrets about the United States military. And he just goes and he says, Murdoch. And he's like, sir, it's Rambo. He's like, what? Hey, John Rambo, where are you? We'll come and get you. And he says, Murdoch. He says, I'm here. I'm coming to get you. And then he starts fighting, gets out of there. He goes over there, starts shooting the machine gun until there was no bullets because he couldn't kill him. He was still his superior. I think that Trump, Delta Force really enjoyed it. Delta Force, they live for this kind of missions. They are such a badass. Our military, man, hats off. I know it kind of threw me a little bit off of what I'm going to say, but man, God bless these guys, man. These guys are, from what I hear, they are phenomenal. There is no way that I would have ever reached that level at all. And to hear the stories from Venezuelan soldiers, they were scared shitless. They never seen soldiers that good, accurate, precision, 100, professionally trained with such a skill, they say. It is crazy. It's like listening to a medieval warrior talking about, oh my God, this guy, he took out 100 guys by himself with one sword. That's the kind of stories that they were saying from Venezuela about our military here in the United States of America. Now, let me tell you, okay, that it is about the oil. It is about the minerals. And I'm going to say it again, just in case you guys have missed this. Maria Machado offered $1 trillion worth of oil and access to minerals, blah, blah, blah. The same thing that Maduro tried, but it was too late. So we took him out. Now President Trump, matter of fact, let me go ahead and read a post from the POTUS. This morning, I had a very good call with interim President of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez. We are making tremendous progress as we help Venezuela stabilize and recover. Many topics were discussed, including oil, minerals, trade, and of course, national security. This partnership between the United States of America and Venezuela will be a spectacular one for all. Venezuela will soon be a great and prosperous again, perhaps more than so ever before. I think that's good news. And normally, guys, I like to give you a little bit of the crime shift to finish the night, but you know that I gotta go. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and finish up with why I don't like George Bush for lying, because somebody commented on there, I think, and they said, "Oh, you're mad at George Bush for lying, inclining that President Trump lies." Let me tell you what lie I'm mad about. I am mad about the lie of weapons of mass destruction. If you are going to go in there and take out a bounty on a corrupt dictator, say that. Don't make up lies. Don't make up lies. What President Trump did with Venezuela was not a lie. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and we knew exactly what he was doing himself. So George Bush lying about weapons of mass destruction, yes. I'm pissed off about that because a lot of people got killed. The other thing, 9/11. We can't forget, they used us, the people, as their guinea pigs to go and war for oil. So I don't appreciate that. Be honest. Say this is about the oil. This is about this. But they lied. Now, you guys don't like Trump because he's very honest and direct. It is what it is. He can't tell you everything that he's going to do. But everything that he has done, I agree with and I support. Bring on Greenland. Bring on, please, please, please bring on Honduras. I want Honduras to be a territory of the United States of America. I want to see American troops in Honduran soil. I want to see those beautiful jets landing in our country, keeping drug cartels out of our damn nation. Man, we need to own more of the Western Hemisphere. Mexico, maybe we got to take Mexico back. We had a plan to take all the way down to past Mexico City. And at the end of the day, the agreement, they decided to let Mexico have some more land. Don't forget that it was the United States of America that allowed Mexico to keep the land that they have. So don't ever forget that because that is a fact, whether you like it or not. So all you Mexicans that decided to make a life here in America, do it. But do it the right way. Do it legally. Bless this country, for this is the country of your children. I will see you guys tomorrow, God willing. It allows me to. I will see you in the morning, and we'll continue our conversation and see what else we got in store for you. God bless you, Patriots, my brothers and sisters, Trinity, Brian, Robert, my man, and anybody else that I have missed. Dosito, good to have you, brother. I am glad that you're in our team. Everybody else, be blessed. God bless you, your family. God bless the USA. We'll see you tonight.